And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Welcome and namaskar. Once again, it's at that time of the day when we have Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh with us answering our questions in our weekly show, that is this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Doctor.
Namaskar and namaskar everyone.
So, Doctor, as we are recording our show today, it definitely is the celebration of democracy. It is the election day. Happy election day to you.
Happy election day to you and everyone.
And of course, with big numbers of mail-in ballots already in, will we break the record turnout of like 66.8% set up in 2020?
I think so. Probably it will be much more than that because both the parties are kind of rallied on and behind their candidates because Donald Trump wants to win to prove that last time he was maneuvered out, and Kamala Harris wants to win because it's the first not only woman president but first black woman president in USA. So both party or both side has a good reason to do heavy voting.
Absolutely, and I think this probably might be the closest election even on the day of voting. Like battleground states like Pennsylvania, they are tied. And your prediction for the winner?
I think looking at all the different polls, listening to different experts, my personal feeling is that probably it's a close election, obviously, as everyone says. But I think former President Donald Trump has age, and probably he will win. And probably he will win with quite a comfortable, clear-cut winning electoral votes.
So, what is like your top reasons for this prediction? What you are predicting?
Because see, America is at the end of the day is a superpower. So the leader of the superpower has to be a very strong personality, has to be understand what's right and wrong for themselves or their friends or ally in the world. He's a pro-business. He believes in the less taxation, which is good for even big businesses as well as even middle class, mid-sized businesses. Because if you have to pay less tax, is always better for any businesses. Even in the beginner, it's better. And third thing, he's for legal immigrants. It means immigration. So what he believes in that all the immigrants has to be vetted out, checked out their backgrounds before they are allowed to come into this country. Just to prevent chaos, just to prevent criminality, and just to prevent unnecessary burden on the system.
And with this election so close, and of course there is many mail-in ballots also. So when do you think we will have the final verdict?
I don't think it will have before Thursday, I think, unless there is a clear-cut big gap. As our one of the friend Axis in America who came here and they did a survey. They are the number one pollster company back home in India. And according to them, there is a clear difference between Kamala Harris number of electoral votes and President Trump. And I think it's easy to say today now, since election is in the process, that probably Trump has quite a good lead in even electoral votes, and probably Trump may win out of seven important states. He will win 5 out of 7. So
states,
let's see.
So since we are saying that Trump will win, suppose if Trump loses by a narrow margin, do you think he will blame it on voter fraud?
He may, because it all depends upon how close the election comes. If it is very clear-cut difference, as what Axis by America is showing, 290 to 257, then there is no argument. But either way, I mean, either Kamala Harris wins big way or Trump wins clear way. So, but if it is so close, then of course both the candidate has the right to contest, argue, and that can delay the real results.
So, all right, let's move on from elections and let's go to India, Canada, which hit a new low this week.
Right.
So, I just want to know your comments on that.
I think, I mean, all this diplomatic struggle or quarrel or whatever you call it, it's very hard to understand because we don't have the facts ourselves. So it's difficult to give the opinion on that. But obviously, on surface, it looks like Canadian government has some evidence, and that evidence they have shown to the USA, UK, Australia, and those 5 nations. But they are not showing to the. I mean, they showed to India, but they are saying that India should do little more investigation on the name they provided to India. And so we don't know. So I think best thing to do is do the thorough investigation by both the countries and then resolve the diplomatic relation, because it's very important for the economy, trade, and otherwise that both the countries should go back to the normal relation.
All right. And, with the Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, breaking all diplomatic norms, what do you think is his game plan?
No, his game plan is to put a pressure to come down to the truth of the whatever is what he thinks is wrong, and I think India is not. India also should do the investigation to find out why he's saying what he's saying, and clarify once and all that what's wrong and what's not wrong.
And many Indians in Canada are feeling that Indian government, it needs to do more and be more proactive. What should Indian government do?
I think, as I said, the Indian government should get the information from Canadian government. I think Canadian government has already provided information what they have, and they are asking to investigate further by Indian government, because there are some Indian principal peoples are in question, so they have to investigate that and see whether what accusation is correct or not correct.
All right. And let me ask another question, and the question is about health. And this is that time of the year when people are taking flu shots, and even some people are saying that, oh, our doctors told us to take COVID-19 those shots. So tell me, who should be taking those shots?
I think everyone should take that shot. All the adults should take that shot. Because
which one? The COVID one?
Both flu shot and COVID shot, yes. Okay. Because COVID is a booster shot, and that one really prevents, because in winter time COVID may come back, or even now COVID is there. We see a lot of COVID patients in our offices. So I think COVID is there, and right now, of course, we have anti-COVID antibiotic called Paxlovid, but not everyone can tolerate that strong medicine, or not everyone wants to take the medicine, and not everyone can afford to take that medicine. So I think it's best to do the booster shot, because we all are, then we are free to mingle with everybody. We are free to go to a big crowd without any worry about COVID. And I think one should take, because downside to the taking COVID vaccine is very, very small. So, I mean, of course, there is always a reaction to the vaccine, but it's less than 2% or something, which is worth taking chance for.
But is COVID still out there?
Yes, the COVID is still out, definitely is out there.
All right. Okay, so that was my last question for today. But before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead with your message.
Dear friends, today, as you all know, throughout the USA, we are celebrating exercise for democracy. Today is election day. A lot of people are voting today, and I would urge and request everyone to go who are eligible to vote, because this is the only time in every 4 years you have right to say what you like it and you don't like it, and therefore go and vote, and whoever wins is fine. And whole world is watching our election, because result of the USA election has a very long-lasting effect on the economy of the world, peace of the world, and otherwise development of the world. So please go and vote favorable candidates and be part of the democracy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.